Hi guys, it's Stock Curry. I've got an update for you on NIO Day. I've got price predictions for next week. I have a major announcement coming out on SBE, and I've got an update for you on BNGO. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for Merrill Lynch and Morgan Stanley, and now I analyze stock picks from the top 15 YouTubers. I then compile all of my analysis into a daily video that I post right here on this channel. I spend hours every day watching YouTube videos so that you don't have to. All you have to do is watch this one video each day and you will get every single stock pick from the top 15 YouTubers. And all I ask in return is that you hit that like button and subscribe to get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, before we get into today's stock news, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor and none of the YouTubers I analyze are financial advisors either. This is purely for entertainment purposes only. Okay, let's get into it. Now before we get into the big things, let's talk about a few of the minor stocks that the YouTubers mentioned today. First up is BE, which is Bloom Energy. StockMo likes this the best compared to Plug and Fuel Cell. He thinks Plug and Fuel Cell have gone up too fast, and he thinks BE has more upside than the other two. Further, BE is expected to become profitable within 2 years, and they are not burning through cash as quickly as Plug or Fuel Cell. StockMo likes the stock the best because the fundamentals are the best of the three. Next up is Citigroup. StockMo thinks this is going to be one of his best high-growth stocks over the next 2 years. Earnings are expected to increase, which will give a good boost to the stock price. We do have a buy-under price on this of $66 with an ideal buy-in price of $65, and as of Friday's close, it is within that price range. Next up is Crsp. This is CRISPR Therapeutic. They're a genomics company. StockMo thinks this is the best of all the genomics companies and has the best opportunity for incredible growth in 2021. Next up is Dbx Dropbox. Chris Sain thinks this stock will double in 2021. There's the possibility that someone will buy it. Chris Sain has increased his buy-under price on this from $21 to $22. We do have a price target on this stock of $26 in the short term, which represents a 16% upside from Friday's closing price. Next up is OEG, Orbital Energy. This is a solar panel company that should do well with Biden as president. This stock already blew past our price target of $3. So we're taking another look at this stock from a long-term perspective. Mcash put a price target on the stock of $25 since they have no debt and insiders are holding on to their stock. $25 would represent a 635% upside from Friday's closing price. Next up is Pacb, Pacific Biosciences. This is another genomics company, and it's ARK Invest's top investment in their ARKG fund. SoftBank announced Friday that they have taken a stake in this company. Pacb shares rose nearly 12% before trading was halted. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the stock does next week. Next up is RIDE, Lordstown Motors. This is an EV stock. There was a rumor of a major contract being closed soon, and that contract was in fact completed. They also have other orders in the works, so expect revenues to increase quite a bit over the next few quarters. Last quarter, they had 80,000 pre-orders, and Jack Spencer thinks that number will be above 100,000 for this quarter. Now technically, this stock has been trading within a well-defined zone of between $19.50 and $24. Just keep in mind that this stock is slowly making higher lows, so the $19 floor will go up over time. That also means the stock is forming a very slow ascending triangle, so ride would also be a great long-term trade. Okay, next up is Trxc. Mcash mentioned the stock today after my financial friend mentioned it Thursday. They use technology and robotics to help doctors perform surgery. They are presenting at 2 conferences on Monday and Thursday, so hype is building around this stock. Their technology is actually really good, but just keep in mind that their financials are terrible. So Mcash does expect them to do a stock offering soon. If the presentations on Monday and Thursday turn out to be duds, expect the stock to drop quickly. Next up is WKHS, Workhorse. Jack Spencer gave an update to let us know that the rumor he mentioned yesterday turned out not to be true. He is still bullish on Workhorse though, because ARK Invest continues to buy it. That said, it did break support yesterday, so expect this stock to continue to fall until it can find a bottom. I placed a buy-under price on this of $23 with an ideal buy-in price of $22. It's possible the bottom may be found at $24, but MACD and RSI are turning bearish, so I think we're going to find a bottom between $22 and $23. Okay, now let's talk about BNGO. BNGO posted yesterday that they expect revenues in Q4 to grow between 36 and 50% year over year. They also expected to raise $88.5 million in their public stock offering. The revenue growth will greatly help their income sheet, and the capital raise will give them the funding they need to continue operations. Remember that as of the end of 2020, BNGO only had $38 million in cash, which was only enough cash to operate for 12 more months. They've received an additional $17 million in cash from the exercise of warrants, and they are looking to raise $88.5 million in cash from their public stock offering. Combined, that will give BNGO about $140 million in cash by the end of January. With a burn rate of $38 million a year, BNGO will have enough cash to operate for the next 3 to 4 years. However, in their SEC filing, they also said these funds would only give them enough operating capital to last another 18 months. So it looks like they're going to dump a ton of money into R&D and manufacturing infrastructure. That said, they are still trading at huge multiples, and BNGO will need to have some incredible and unexpected news at its symposium next week in order to maintain its current share price. If they announce additional FDA approval next week, this stock could go back to all-time highs. That said, we have a hype event with the symposium next week, so if we follow the old saying of buy the hype, sell the news, this stock will hopefully drop in price a little after their symposium and get down to a more reasonable buy-in price under $4. As a day trade or swing trade though, Richard Allen says this stock is a dream play regardless of the long-term price. Okay, now we have major news on SBE. For those of you who don't know, SBE is a SPAC that is merging with ChargePoint, which is an EV charging station company. The merger is finally official. The new ticker symbol will be CHPT. Merger approval will take place on February 11th at 10 a.m., so it is very important for you to vote to approve the merger if you own SBE stock. Usually, SPACs close their merger within a day or two after the merger is approved. So if you plan to buy the hype and sell the news on this stock, you'll want to sell your stock on Thursday, February 11th. StockMo thinks this is going to be one of his best growth stocks over the next 2 years. He thinks Democrats will invest a ton of money into clean energy stocks such as SBE, and he loves this as a long-term hold. Also, Tech Conversations let us know that SBE now has options, which is great considering the huge price swings the stock goes through. Yesterday I told you that SBE makes for a great swing trading stock, and now that you can trade options, you can exponentially increase your profits on this stock. If you are looking to buy options on this stock, just keep in mind that open interest is relatively low, and the bid-ask spreads are quite large. So there is quite a bit of risk with trading options on this stock right now. Okay, let's get to the stock you've all been waiting for, NIO, N-I-O. As expected, NIO released a new sedan and a new battery at NIO Day. The sedan was pretty much in line with what people were expecting, but the battery far exceeded anyone's expectations. The new battery will have a 1,000 kilometer range in their sedan, which translates to a 620-mile range. That is 60% more than the range of Tesla's long-range Model S, which only has a range of 390 miles. So even with Tesla entering the Chinese market, NIO's superior battery technology and range gives them a significant advantage over other EV companies in China. It should also be noted that NIO's new battery uses solid-state battery technology to accomplish this long range. So I do expect QuantumScape, ticker symbol QS, to benefit from this news, since QuantumScape manufactures solid-state batteries for electric vehicles here in the United States. NIO also had a major upgrade to their autonomous driving technology. They are using 8-megapixel cameras that dwarf Tesla's 1.2 megapixel cameras. They also announced that they are providing autonomous driving as a service, which gives them an additional revenue channel. NIO also announced that they are partnering with NVDA to develop their next generation of automated driving vehicles. So you might want to consider investing in NVDA as well. StockMo also sees continued revenue growth as NIO expands beyond China and into other countries. Now for an updated price prediction. To understand how NIO could perform next week, we need to look at Tesla back when they announced their much-anticipated Model 3. In the weeks preceding Tesla's announcement, Tesla stock ran up in anticipation of the announcement. Now in the week preceding the announcement, the stock ran kind of flat, which is a little of what we saw with NIO. On March 31st, 2016, Tesla announced the Model 3. Over the next week, Tesla jumped 17% following the Model 3 announcement before selling off. So based upon that, I think NIO could jump 10 to 15% next week. Now on NIO, you see a similar dip preceding the announcement with a rise up going into the announcement. So the stock charts between Tesla and NIO are very similar here. Based upon that, I think NIO could jump 10 to 15% next week before investors take profits and the stock sells off. In the long term, YouTubers are increasing their price targets. The year-end price target has increased to between $100 and $250, which represents a 324% upside from Friday's closing price. Okay, finally, I want to leave you with 3 ETFs that were discussed by Dead Inside today. Everybody is talking about ARK Invest ETFs, but as Dead Inside pointed out today, there were actually 3 other ETFs that outperformed ARK Invest ETFs in 2020. PBW had a 202% return last year. This is a clean energy ETF. With Democrats expected to make huge investments into clean energy, this ETF is expected to far outperform the market again in 2021. QCLN had a 182% return last year. This is a clean energy ETF that is also expected to significantly outperform the market again in 2021. TAN had a 234% return last year. This is a solar ETF that is expected to far outperform the market again in 2021, considering that Democrats are expected to heavily invest in solar infrastructure. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. Comment down below what you think NIO is going to do next week. And if you want to get some free stock, sign up for Webull through my link in the description below. That will help you out and it also helps the channel out. And finally, remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading and I will see you tomorrow.